The film begins at a firm where coworkers Charlie and Mina are looking at the listing for that house and see it's available for that weekend. Charlie's brother Josh pops into the office and kisses Mina, his girlfriend. Charlie jokes with him a little, then they tell him about the celebration vacation they are planning, which Josh is excited for. At home, Charlie discusses with his wife Michelle, where she tells him that she's happy that his brother Josh is doing better. But Charlie says he has been something like the black sheep in their family, but Mina has helped him get his act together. Meanwhile, we see Mina and Josh in bed joking around and kissing. That weekend, Charlie and Michelle pick them up from their house and prepare to head off to the rental. But Charlie is annoyed that Josh is bringing his dog Reggie with him, since the homeowner told them that pets aren't allowed. Josh insists on taking Reggie anyway and plans to hide him. On the trip there, they discuss how the owner of the rental denied Mina's request, who is of Middle Eastern descent, while Charlie filled out the application an hour afterward and was instantly accepted. Then they drive to the coastline and Charlie tells Josh to hide Reggie so the owner doesn't see him. The four arrive at the house and see that the front door is unlocked. When the homeowner doesn't show up immediately, they let themselves in. They are startled when the owner suddenly shows up behind them. Mina is surprised that he owns a house like that, so he tells her that it's his brother's house and he just takes care of it. Then Charlie introduces everyone to the owner, but when he gets to Mina, the man asks her how she got to their family. She's pissed because she thinks he's a racist, but Josh calms her down. They walk inside as the owner is giving them a tour of the house. The owner tells them how beautiful the stars look from there at night. Then Michelle comments that she should have brought her telescope and he tells her that he'll bring one for them. After the tour, Mina confronts Taylor over her application getting rejected, potentially being over racial concerns, which he denies and leaves. Later, while unpacking the bags, Michelle finds some dirt on the bed covers. Meanwhile, Josh is outside playing with Reggie. He throws Dog's ball underneath the crawl space and goes over to fetch it. He finds a door with a lock pad, and when he tries to open it, Mina suddenly shows up, scaring him out. Out of jest, Josh tries to enter 666 and unlock the door. Then they both laugh and leave. The four go for a walk on the beach. Charlie and Mina walk ahead together while Josh and Michelle chat. He worries that Mina will leave him because he considers she is too great for him, as well as the truth that she spends so much time with his brother. Michelle encourages him to not worry so much about it, even though Michelle is also slightly put off by Mina and Charlie hanging around closely together. When they return to the house, they are surprised to find that Taylor came back and left them with a telescope to look up at the stars, but Mina finds it creepy. Later that night, Michelle takes out some drugs for them to have fun, but she's had a long week at work, so goes to rest in her bed. Then Charlie, Josh, and Mina get high and they dance to super loud music. Josh also goes to bed while Charlie and Mina go to the hot tub. They start to talk, which turns into Charlie telling Mina how she makes him a better person. Then Charlie starts kissing her, but Reggie barks and interrupts them. Mina changes her mind and gets out of the tub. Meanwhile, someone is watching them from the distance. Mina walks inside the house and goes to take shower. Charlie also appears in the bathroom and gets into the shower with her. Then they kiss and have sex there, but are ultimately both still remorseful. In the morning, Charlie wakes up alone in his bed. He then joins the others in the dining room and Michelle tells him to hurry so they can go on their hike. Josh tells Mina to get ready, but she tells she won't go. He's a bit disappointed as she's the one that wanted to have a vacation. Then decide to go on their hike together. After they leave, Charlie and Mina awkwardly start to talk about what happened between the two of them the previous night. Then they both agrees not to continue their affair. Meanwhile, Josh and Michelle are on the hike. While Josh tells her the story of how the two of them met, Michelle brings up how Charlie was with another woman, Jen, before marrying her. Josh replies that he had a similar thing with a woman named Zoe around the time he'd begun getting with Jen, which leads Michelle to feel terrible. At the same time, we say someone is spying on them from distance. Back at the rental, Charlie is sleeping in the living room on a couch. Mina goes to take a shower but is startled to see something in the showerhead which looks like a camera. She then shows it to Charlie and tells him that she will call the cops. But Charlie fears that their affair may have been recorded, so they can't take it to the police or else Josh and Michelle will find out. A while later, Josh and Michelle comes back from the hike. She's angry at Charlie and walks right past him. She asks him about his previous girlfriend Zoe and Jen, so he hesitantly tells the truth. Charlie knows Josh told her this, but she is more irritated that he was never forthright about things. Afterwards, Michelle walks in while the three of them watching a documentary. She's disappointed and turns off the TV, then she tries to shake things up by bringing out more drugs. Later that day, Josh gets freaked out when he doesn't find Reggie where he was originally tied up to, fearing he may have ran off the cliff or that Taylor came by and took him. He's upset and they all go searching for Reggie. Meanwhile, Michelle is having fun by herself when they come back. He tells Charlie that she called Taylor to fix the hot tub since the jets aren't working. He gets upset that Taylor will be coming to the house. But Mina says it's okay, so Michelle doesn't get suspicious. A bit later Taylor arrives and Josh asks Taylor instantly if he took Reggie, which he denies but also asks why they brought the dog out in the first place. Michelle interrupts the conversation and sends Taylor to fix the hot tub. After he fixes the jets, he is about to leave but Mina goes to ask him about the camera in the showerhead. She shows it to him and tells him that if he releases the footage from the shower they will go right to the cops. But he says he didn't put it there but will call the police for them. Mina tries to stop him, and Josh witnesses the struggle, thinking Taylor is attacking Mina. He snatches Taylor and punches him senseless. Michelle and Charlie hear that something is going on inside and run in. Charlie pulls Josh away from the man before he kills him. Josh then runs out and all of them go after him. Michelle asks what happened as Mina and Charlie argue. Mina tells her that Tyler was filming them. As they are talking about the camera, a veiled figure enters the bathroom and smothers Taylor to passing. The four of them then argue about what they should do. Michelle tells them that they should call an ambulance and the police. But Josh tries to convince them that he didn't do anything wrong. Charlie then goes to check on Taylor and Michelle goes to find her phone. He comes in and tells Michelle not to call the cops because the man is not breathing. Josh freaks out and doesn't understand how he can die from the beating. Michelle panics and thinks they should call the police, but Charlie doesn't think that's the best option. He thinks they should stage the scene to look like an accident as he got drunk and stumbled off the cliffside. But Michelle doesn't want to have anything to do it, so she storms out of the room. Charlie, Josh, and Mina carry Taylor's body to the cliff and throw him over, but he lands on a rock not too far below. Charlie finds a rock and decides to try to push him over with it. But he fails. Josh then decides to climb down to the body and push him off into the ocean. Josh then gets back up and they head back to the house. Meanwhile, the figure puts the video of Charlie and Mina's affair on the TV, which Michelle witnesses. When they get back, Charlie finds Michelle driving away with the car. He tries to stop her but she tells him she knows what he did. He asks where she found the footage instead of apologizing and she drives away. Charlie then comes back and tells them that they need to find the footage first and think about how they'll leave the place second. As Michelle drives through the woods, she drives across a spike strip and crashes into a tree. She finds out what causes her tire to pop and freaks out. As she texts Charlie for help, the figure shows up and breaks her car window. Meanwhile, the others are searching the house for footage. Charlie gets Michelle's message and goes after her. He runs into the woods and finds the car broken into. He calls her phone and sees it shining in the darkness. Charlie walks toward it and stumbles upon Michelle's body. Then the figure comes to attack and kill him as well. Meanwhile, Josh gets a voicemail of Charlie and Mina discussing about the affair before being sent the shower video. He asks Mina about it but when he opens the video, he freaks out and wants to go after Charlie. When Josh opens the door, the masked figure comes back and kills him by driving a hammer into his head. When Mina sees him, she gets terrified and runs out of the house and tries to lose the figure in the woods. She doesn't know where she's going through the heavy fog and eventually falls over the cliff to her death. The masked man then goes back to the house and cleans up the house and removes every evidence of him being there, or the murders. It also turns out Reggie is alive, as he runs back into the house, but steps back when the masked man tries to pet him. Later, the man is seen purchasing an apartment. The woman is showing him around the place and gives him the key of the house before she leaves. He makes another set of them and prepares the apartment in the same way as he did to the previous house, placing cameras everywhere. The man then sits on the sofa, thinking about his next victims. So, that's the end of our movie. If you've come this far, make sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe my channel. See you later.